Hi, and welcome back to Psychology with Mr. Snyder. Today, this is going to be a very short lesson over some key points on perception. Let's review your learning targets. Review and list and describe the main rules of perceptual organization, or how we organize certain things that we perceive, and identify what we consider to be perceptual constancies. And I'll tell you about those in just a minute. Here are all the rules of perceptual organization. Our first one is closure. Closure is the tendency to perceive a whole object even when there are gaps in it. Even if your senses tell you there are gaps, your brain will sense a whole object, as you see here. Your brain tries to fit pieces into a familiar pattern. Our next one is figure ground perception. Figure ground perception is that we usually tend to perceive objects against a background. In this picture, you can't tell if it is two faces against a background or if it is a vase against a blue background. Your brain flips back and forth. Proximity, we think things that are near to each other are similar or belong to each other. The law of similarity says that people think of similar objects as belonging together. Law of continuity says that people prefer smooth, continuous patterns rather than disrupted ones. For example, do you see half circles along a line alternating, or do you see one smooth line breaking through this one line? And the law of common fate says that people assume that things have the same purpose when they are part of the same group. And those are your perceptual organization. Your perceptual constancies are size, color, shape, and brightness. So even though I am further away from the camera now, you know I'm not getting smaller. I'm still the same size that I always was, probably a little larger than normal. Color constancy, things keep the same color. Like if I were to turn off the lights, my shirt would stay the same color even though it appears to have changed color in the darkness. Shape constancy, scissors, you know they're staying the same shape even though they appear not to be. And brightness constancy, a thing is equally bright even when the intensity of the light changes around it. Kind of the same thing as color, but just to do with brightness. And that is today's lesson. So I hope you learned something about how we perceive the world. We just hit the highlights of it. And have a good night.